Hello, my name is Jim Ertl, and this is my first video for the YouTube channel I'm creating. I've lived the last 12 years fighting kidney disease. I did 8 years of dialysis. I had a kidney transplant in 2020 that unfortunately the kidney that they used was misdiagnosed pre-treatment, and it was 50% scar tissue, but I've managed to make it work. It's still going now. I am in need of a new transplant, though, as my ER has dropped quite considerably. Uh, so I found workout programs and diet and exercise, and I've managed to keep it going. And in my fight to try and get a live donor for the next kidney transplant, which I'm going to probably have soon. But in the meantime, I figured I would create this channel to try and help other people that are going through or have gone through what I have. I've seen a lot of things in the last 12 years, and I'm thinking maybe I can make a difference in some people's life. I'm not a doctor by any means, but I'm a patient. Sometimes I think that might be more important, as I have experienced everything. I have experienced everything I'm talking about. So I'm going to start out where I went on dialysis in 2012. I thought I may have had pneumonia or something, as when I laid down at night, I would get a cough, and I really just thought I was sick. I finally went to the emergency room as I was going to be starting a new job the next day, and they came back and told me my blood pressure was way high and my kidneys were shut down. They rushed me by ambulance to a hospital in the city, and 8 days later, I started dialysis out of the blue. So I'll go through some of the ways that I lived through 8 years of dialysis. I managed to get through it relatively unscathed, for the fact like DEXA scans show I didn't have a lot of bone damage and some of the things that you get. I did do a parathyroid surgery later on after getting the transplant, as dialysis does raise a lot of heck with your parathyroid system, and we'll get into that and do a video probably on that all by itself. I suffered retinopathy because of the high blood pressure episodes that happened at the hospital throughout that time from the high blood pressure, and I'll go into a video on that too, which was another thing. I had eye injections with Avastin, and it saved me to see. My eyes ain't 100% perfect, but at least they're usable. So in 2020, I did get the transplant, and unfortunately, the kidney was misdiagnosed pre-treatment, and it had 40 to 50% scar tissue in it and quite a lot of arterial sclerosis. The first year was pretty much hell after the transplant because of that, with lots of fluid and fighting to get the blood pressure back in check, as I had to start taking calcium blockers, which don't really resonate with me too well. But luckily, after about a year, I got another doctor who came in, and he did get the blood pressure down. We used a new drug to get a lot of that excess fluid off of me, and started coming around. And my best EFGR ever was 26 after transplant. So basically, I was in stage 4 kidney disease right from the start with a new kidney. And like I say, it was tough starting to gain weight and stuff, even though I was taking in very few calories and walking on my treadmill. I talked to my transplant nutritionist. She recommended trying some aerobic exercise. She recommended the bands, which you use. So I got a set of them and went on YouTube to try and find some exercise routines with those, and found a fitness group and diet group called the Fit Father Project, which basically I think I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. I managed to lose 40 pounds with that program, 40 to 50 pounds actually, and that helped the blood pressure immensely. And I do believe that's the main reason this kidney's been able to survive as long as it has, being in the condition it was in, which again, I'll go into a more detailed video on that at some point to tell you about that whole process of that surgery and what had happened with it. As far as now, I am working with that donor group, Kidneys for Communities, and trying very hard. I had to transfer hospitals, as URMC, the hospital I was using in Rochester, New York. They didn't want to work with my new live donor group, and basically I need a change from them anyway after what has happened. So I'm transferring to ECMC in Buffalo, New York. I'm just finishing up the testing processes and everything to get registered with them, and we're going to go from there. And I very much think we're going to have a better turnout this time. I am going to figured I would create this channel to try and help my search for a live donor as well. But as I say, I think I can help a lot of people along the way with some of my videos, going through the fears of dialysis, things that happen there, going through a transplant that wasn't 100%, but keeping it going and staying positive and I'll get there. As you gotta stay. I think that's one of the most important parts, is staying positive throughout the whole process. Along the way, I've had a lot of groups help me. I've had news interviews with Buffalo News Station, Rochester News Station, my local news network, website, the Batavian. I've done podcasts with my fitness group that are out there, the Fit Father Project. And most of all, I raced horses my whole life, harness horse racing, and the USTA, which is the body that governs a lot of the racing industry, and you have to get licensed through them. They reached out and helped me quite a bit. I did interviews with me and put it on their webpage. I got in their magazine, Hoofbeats, which goes pretty much worldwide, and they've helped me a lot. So, I mean, in the end, I think a big part of my channel too, at some point I'm going to want to start maybe doing some interviews with some grooms and trainers and drivers that I know, and try to bring out the positive side of harness racing. At the moment, there are a few guys out there that are trying to tear it down, and the racing gets a bad rap. There is some things about racing that are tough, but there's also a lot there that are good, and the business has been around a long time. I think it needs help, and I think if I can help them try to bring out some of the positive side of racing, and that could probably help, So that's my goal. I think now, stay positive, try and do the best I can do to help other people who are going through this disease, and hopefully we'll get to that finish line and get a new kidney in the end. Okay, thank you. I hope to be talking to you soon. I'm going to post my link for Kidneys for Communities for any interested donors at the bottom of the page. And we'll see you soon. Like and subscribe my videos so I can get it out there. The more that I can get, the more distribution I can get and reach more people. Okay, thanks. Have a good day.